Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, December 11th, 2019, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. I do mention this each day, but I do believe, in my opinion, that the prices, as close as you can get them to the close of the market in the last few minutes of the market, are the most valid prices to make my buying and selling decisions from. During the day, we have the day traders and we have the algorithms battling it out. There's a lot of noise with not a lot of size. At the end of the day, excuse me, at the end of the day, we have the market makers, we have the large financial institutions coming in with size in the last few minutes of the day, and in my opinion, they move the prices to what they should be, what the most valid prices of the day should be, and that's why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions based upon the price of the last few minutes. So anyway, thank you all for coming today. I do appreciate it. The Dow is up 22 points. The NASDAQ is up 34 points. And the S&P is up about 9 points. So not huge moves on the day. We were down earlier on the Dow, but I having a great day, so I'm very, very thankful for that. And of course, we'll go through all the positions and so forth. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you coming today. It's nice to see you as always. I appreciate you spending your time with me. There's a lot of other things you could be doing other than sitting in front of your computer, listening to me talk about trading. Lots of fun dog videos out there and fun videos on YouTube, but hopefully this live stream is educational, and I hope that it is helping and improving your trading results. So thanks again for coming. It's always nice to see you guys. Look forward to it. So Evan is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming. It's always nice to see you. JT, hey, what's going on? JT says, hi, Greg. Hi, JT. Hope you're having a good day, and thanks so much for tuning in today. All right. Well, listen, here's the plan for today, as usual. First of all, we're going to go ahead and run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Second, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at all my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and more importantly, how I'm going to manage them going forward, either to the upside or to the downside. After that, we're going to spend a few minutes, talk about some trader psychology. You hear me say this every day, but the reason I say it is because it's important. It is important to learn about technicals, how to trade, where to get in, where to get out, indicators, all those kind of things. Yes, of course, it's very important, but that is not the difficult part. The difficult part is after you learn those things, putting together a plan. That's not hard either. But then following that plan, that's the difficult part in trading. That is the reason why so many traders, the large majority of them, I hear up to 90% of traders actually lose money because they don't follow their plan. They have good intentions, they just don't follow the plan. So we need to talk about discipline. We need to talk about following our plan. That is the skill that you need to learn. If you have a trade and you find yourself getting out early or not getting out when you're supposed to, you have to realize you are lacking discipline. You're lacking the skill of discipline. And trading is tough. It is not easy. And people make it so much harder on themselves than they have to by not following their plan. So hopefully by me doing a little bit every day on trader psychology, hopefully you will listen to me, you'll hear me, and you'll internalize this. But remember, it is a skill to be able to follow your plan. And you're not going to make money in trading unless you are skilled. One part of skill, learning support, resistance, all that kind of stuff, technicals. But the more important skill is learning to follow your plan and learning to be disciplined. So let's work on that, right? Why don't we do this like right now? If you guys or gals have had any issues with this, let's work on this. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about trader psychology. Then after that, I'm going to go down through my watch list one by one. We're going to take a look at each stock. We're going to look at the support, resistance levels. We're going to look at all the indicators such as MACD and RSI and ATR channels and moving averages. The way I view trading is that I look at these indicators as potential groups of buyers. I don't necessarily look at them as just lines on the screen. In my mind, I look at them as like, there's a group of buyers, there's a possible group of buyers, there's a possible group of buyers. And in order to make money in trading, in order to put yourself in the best position to have a profitable trade, you need to be with as many groups of buyers as possible. So I look for a combination or a confluence of indicators, or in other words, I look for a combination or confluence of different groups of buyers coming in at the same time. And if you can get multiple indicators lining up, in my opinion, it means you have multiple groups of buyers, and the more buyers, the better chance you have. So that's what I'm going to look for. Combination, confluence of indicators or group of buyers lining up. That's step one. Step two is, even though I have these indicators lining up or these groups of buyers lining up, I still have to make sure I have a good risk to reward ratio. I still need to make sure I have more reward to the upside than I do to the downside. Ideally, I like to have at least 2 to 1. If I'm going to risk $100, I want to be able to make $200 at least, right? Doesn't mean we're going to, but looking at this, making a good, informed, calculated decision based upon the support underneath you compared to the resistance above you, I like to make sure I have a 2 to 1 ratio at least. And then third, the third part is that we need to make sure we don't have too many correlated positions, because correlated positions usually move up and down together. So I like to have some diversity in my positions. I don't want all tech. I don't want all tobacco. I want a little tech. I want a little tobacco. Maybe I want a little healthcare, and then maybe I want something outside like gold or silver or bonds or oil. Right? So it's important that you have some diversification in your positions. Step one, look for a confluence or combination of buyers or indicators. Step two, make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio. Step three, make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. All right, so that's the plan, really. That's what, in a nutshell, what you need to do when you are a trader, right? And then, of course, following that plan. Right? Following your plan. It's so important. It's so overlooked. So many people can't do it. If you want to be one of the few people that make money trading, then you have to do it. So please, let's look at it that way. All right. All right. So, okay. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. I'll be back in about 40 seconds. So hang tight, please. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. JT says, looking at Square today. All right, let's do it. I haven't looked at Square for a while. All right. So this is at least how I view Square, JT. Of course, you may look at it a different way. But we were above value. We came into the value zone. That's good. We didn't have a V1 or a V2. Well, actually, we did, but it was a little too strong of downward motion. Now we've made a lower high. See how we have a lower high than here? In order for me to get interested in a V1 or a V2 in the value zone, I have to wash out the low of this first dip. There's a lot of stops there, and a lot of times the market will get pulled in that direction. So even though we do have a V1 today, me personally, I would not take this trade because we have not washed out this previous low. And this V1 here, day one, day two washes out day one. We are closed above day one's close, but this bar seems larger than one ATR to me. So I can't take a V1 or V2 when the day one's bar is larger than one ATR. And the way that I look at this trading, I couldn't take the V1 here anyway because we have not yet washed out this bar. So that's my opinion on it. Doesn't mean it's the right opinion. Anthony, good to see you, sir. Hey, Greg. Hello, gang. Hello, Jesse, if you're out there. Great. Greg, tomorrow night is good for me, 6:30 your time. Okay. Look forward to it. It'll be like old times, Anthony. Anthony's a previous student of mine, and we were on Skype every other night for a couple weeks, it seems like, right? And it was great. But anyway, I just have a few updates I want to share with Anthony. So we got that scheduled. Right on, Anthony. I look forward to it, buddy. I look forward to hearing what's going on with you and your trading and work and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. JT says, I use a point and figure chart for my support and resistance. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. I've never used those. Do you enjoy that? Do you like it, JT? Have you had good results with it? You'll have to teach me. William Green, what's going on? Good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for coming by today. William says, good afternoon, Greg and all. Good afternoon to you. Gamer Squad, hey, Dave, what's going on? Good to see you. That's Dave from Denver. Thanks for coming by. A Man Solo, hey, what's going on? Having some good trades today, I believe, right? I think that's a Man Solo. Yeah, that's right. We'll get to that one in a second. Congratulations. Joshua, hey, how you doing? Good to see you, sir. Nice to have you here. Thanks for coming as always. All right. Well, we're having a banner day. So let's get to it. Beyond Meat. So I did buy Beyond Meat right back here on the 5th of December. We went under 30, over 30. A lot of times that 30 RSI will hold support. If it doesn't, it gives you a good risk to reward, because if you're wrong, even a quick close below 30, I would get out. If you're right, then you have the potential for a nice up move, which is what we're having, which is what we've had ever since we've bought it, actually. I mean, we bought it here, immediately went up. We phased out some, had a couple, we had one day down. We were back up yesterday, didn't hit a profit target, but did hit one profit target here today. You can see this orange line here. This orange line is more than one ATR away from my entry. So whenever I can get more than one average true range away from my entry, then I will start implementing a trailing stop, right? Before, it hasn't moved enough to really for me to implement a trailing stop, but now you can see it did go over the 76.90 point earlier today, and so it has moved more than one ATR away from my entry. So I will use a trailing stop, close beneath the previous day's low to the downside. If it moves up, I will continue to phase out. Here's the 50 RSI. If it were to come all the way up here, reject that, that would also be a reason for me to lock in profits. Then my ultimate profit target on this particular trade is right up here, about the third ATR channel. So up 2% today. Very, very happy with this. Been a nice trade, and glad that I did hit one profit target. Locked in a small percentage of my shares. Market can't take that away from me, no matter what happens. And if it does, you know, just go right against us in the coming days, then I have locked in some profit up here. I have locked in some profit up here. And so locking in that profit's good, but even better is if it does go down from here, I mitigate the loss if it does. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Of course, we have no control over it. Doesn't help to hope, right? But we just have to follow the plan. So close below the previous day's low, I will go ahead, lock in profits. If it moves up, I will continue to phase. We'll see how it reacts around the 50. If it rejects the 50, I'll go ahead and lock in profits. But very, very happy with this trade so far. Philip Morris, champion of all champions. I did buy Philip Morris back here on the 5th of December. We had this nice V1 entry, but bigger picture, right? We get V1s all the time. We get V2s all the time. It doesn't mean that I'm going to take everyone. It has to be in the context of the correct, setup. The setup was we were above the 1 ATR channel. We got up here to the 3rd ATR channel. I don't want to buy anything up here. It's just too high, right? I wanted it to come back into the value zone. Now it did, but then I needed to move sideways. Then it did. It moved sideways. Then I had the V1, had the rejection of day one, close above day one. In addition to that, also washed out or went below the 1 ATR channel, closed back in, and then washed out this previous low, right? I was just talking with JT. So, because here we made a lower high, I have to wash out the previous low. I did wash out the previous low, then got the V1 trigger and rejected the 1 ATR channel. It's been a great trade. I mean, look at this. Bump, 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 right? I've just been phasing out, phasing out, phasing out, phasing out. Did hit 2 profit targets today. Looked like MACD might go positive here. Of course, this is more than 1 ATR away from my entry. So if we get a close beneath the previous day's low, I would get out. The 70 RSI is up here. If it were to reject the 70 RSI, I would lock in profits there. And then also something I need to look at, see this previous high up here? If we were to go and reject that previous high, that would also be a reason for me to get out of the trade. So that's how I look at it. To the downside, close below the previous day's low. If it rejects the 70 RSI to the upside, I would lock in profits. Or if we have some kind of volatility or negative reversal, V1, negative V1, V2 here, something like that, a rejection of this previous high, that would also give me a reason to get out of the trade. So hope that makes sense. All right, SPY trade. I know I mention this every day. I apologize for those that listen every day. I'm sure it gets old, but in case we have some new viewers, I have to explain why I take this trade every day. And I do buy the SPY, SPY, S&P 500 tracking ETF. I buy it every single day at the close. I sell it first thing the next morning, regardless of technicals, regardless of levels, indicators, anything like that. And why would I do such a crazy thing? I do it because of the results of this backtest. This is from Lizanne Saunders at Bespoke Invest on Twitter. With this backtest, they backtested 2 approaches. First approach would be to buy the SPY at the open each day, then sell it at the close each day. So buy at the open, sell at the close. Buy at the open, sell at the close. If you would have used this approach every day since 1993, you would have actually returned a negative 13.9% return for all your trouble, right? However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do, and instead of buying it at the open and selling at the close, I buy at the close, sell at the open. So buy the close, sell the open, buy the close, sell the open. If you would have used this approach every day since 1993, you'd have returned a whopping 634.2% return, right? Past performance is no guarantee of future results. That is true, and that goes for any trading approach. But if you're going to allocate money to something, why would you allocate it to this approach, which has a horrible return, compared to using this approach, which has a great return? And what this means is that all the gains in the S&P 500, all of them since 1993, have not come during the day. They've come from people bidding it up in the after hours and bidding it up in the pre-market. So love this chart. It shows you, if you have a good back-tested approach with an edge, what it can look like over time. If you take the long-term view of trading and don't try to make tons of money in one day or 1 week or 1 month, just one of the next 1,000 trades, take your trade if you have the edge and let time work for you. I mean, look at these results. Unbelievable. Doesn't mean it goes straight up. You have ups and downs. You have to be prepared for those. And the best way to be prepared for those is to position size correctly. So no move to the upside or to the downside destabilizes you too much. But here's the orange line. Buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. What this really shows you is it is very difficult to make money during the day. That's why day traders have such a difficult time. There's no movement during the day. The movement comes from holding overnight, and day traders don't like to do that. They feel like it's risky, but in reality, it's risky not to. That's where a part of the edge in trading comes in, is taking the risk overnight. And in order to get paid, you have to take the risk. So But again, position sizing is important. So anyway, with that being said, that is why I do buy the SPY every single day at the close, and I sell it first thing in the morning. So I did buy the SPY yesterday here at 313.53 at the close. Sold it this morning for 314.05, so close to 50 cents per share overnight trade. So very happy with this. I've been using this since February 26th of this year. It's been very profitable. It's been just this one simple approach has been responsible for about 22% of my profits this year. So it's very easy, very simple, but you know, just because it's done great now, we might have a year to the downside. We don't know, right? But I will be buying the SPY again today at the end of the day, selling it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, so AT&T, I did buy AT&T yesterday, the 10th of December, when we had this higher low V1. Higher low V1 means that the price has to close below the -1 ATR channel. This is the green line. Then it has to rally back up into the channel, then have a couple days down, 1 day down, 2 day down, and then form a V1 or V2 in the channel. And this is exactly what happened. And the reason why I like higher lows the best is because people buy these deeper dips, when it starts to kind of poop out up here, kind of starts to get weak, they want to sell. They're not in it for the long run. They're in it for the bounce. So they buy here. Once it gets up here and it starts to falter, they're usually going to lock in profits. That usually causes the market to go back down. But then if you can form a V1, that means you have a new group of buyers coming in. And now you don't have to worry about these people selling. They sold here and here, and that makes for easier movement to the upside. So close below the 1 ATR channel, rally into the value zone, couple days down, V1, here's day 1, day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 2 closes above day 1's close. We bought it here at 38.06. MACD also crossed over. It's another good confluence of indicators. We closed above all these moving averages, which is nice because they should act as support to the downside now. And we also closed over 50 RSI. So a lot of good indicators, a lot of good setups. Does it mean it's going to be a positive trade? Absolutely not, right? But all we can do is look for a good confluence of indicators, RSI, all these kind of things. Take the trade or put the trade on. Make sure we have a good risk to reward. Do we have a good risk to reward? Perfect risk to reward. You know, my stop is the halfway of this washout bar. So if today we closed under $38, I would get out for a small loss. If I'm right, do we have more than 2 to 1 to the upside? Absolutely. We could get up to here. We could get up to here. I mean, we might have 4 or 5 times our reward to the amount of risk. So we are up today, not a lot. It was up higher earlier, but it's up almost, what, 9 cents? So it's up 1/4%. So very happy with this, but it's a good example of a good setup with multiple indicators with a good risk to reward ratio. So no profit targets on this one yet today, but we'll see how it finishes out the day. But I do like it. I really do like it. All right, so we've had 4 winners. We did have 1 small loser today. I did take the VIX here back on the 9th of December, higher low V2. Prices were below the 1 ATR channel, came above the 1 ATR channel, couple days down, had a V2. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2, washes out day 1. The day that I bought it, it confirmed a V2 back in the value zone with the rejection of the -1 ATR channel. Did gap up. I believe we had to have hit some profit targets on that, right? Yeah, we had to have hit a profit target there yesterday, but we've come back down now. So my stop is halfway the washout bar, about 1694. So if we close below 1694, I will go ahead and get out. I only took a 1/4 position on this because the VIX tends to move pretty strongly compared to the rest of the market. But I do like taking VIX positions. It adds a little insurance to my long positions, but I don't just take a VIX position to take it. I take it because I get a valid signal. So anyway, not too bad today. 4 winners, 1 loser, and very happy with that. Steve Burns, hey bud, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming. Always an honor and a privilege for you to be here. That's how I feel, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. Thank you so much. Steve Burns says, hey Greg, KMX and Beyond Meat looking good so far. Beyond Meat looking good. Oh yeah, you have KMX. Let's take a look. KMX is CarMax. Whoa, nice going, bud. Nice going. I think Steve bought here when we had the 520 crossover. Then it came down, held the moving averages, and nice move up today, almost up 2%. Congratulations, bud. I watched your newsletter last night. Really, really good. And if you guys have not gone and checked out Steve's website, you really should. Let me put it over here. He has some really good courses. I've taken all these e-courses, and then he has this here weekly video newsletter where he breaks down the market 3 times a week, goes through, talks about his trades, how he's viewing the market, how he's going to handle his trades, and it's at newtraderu.com. But I subscribe to this. I listen to it every week. I really look forward to it, and so it was a great one last night. Thank you, Steve. A man solo would love your thoughts on PINS today. I also like UAL, but only if it closes above 200 and 250 MAs. All right, let's take a look. How are we doing on time? All right. Pins. Well, under 30, over 30. I don't think it has quite. Well, yeah, it has triggered a V2 here today. Not bad. This bar concerns me because it's much larger than 1 ATR, but you did get the under 30, over 30, which makes it better. So not bad. I mean, it gives you a good risk to reward ratio. MACD is positive. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. UAL, I haven't looked at that stock in a long time. Did this close under 30? Or did it go under 30 today? Yes, it did. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, a man solo. Under the 250, over the 250. Matter of fact, I like that a lot. Let me quickly run the numbers on that. I do like that. All right, so I'm going to put, I like that a lot. I'm going to put that right there so I don't forget about it. But under 30, over 30, under the 250, under the 200. If it closes above the 200, I'd be good. V1, under the 30 ATR channel, over the 30 ATR channel, and under the 30 and over 30. Looks great. A lot of indicators, good risk to reward. Joshua, Greg, do you always phase out in the same percentage? No, I don't, Joshua. I phase out in larger percentages. It gets close to my ultimate profit target, and I phase out smaller percentage the further it is away. It's not complicated, but it's involved in the explanation. But I do have a video, a link in the description of this video below on my profit targets and how I phase out, and I do cover that in that video. It's free, it's on YouTube, and it's just in the description below of this. So, I go through the formula of how I do it, but the answer is no. I phase out higher percentages as I get closer to my target, ultimate profit target, and I phase out smaller percentages when I'm further away. Frank says, hey, all fortune cookie says it's the percent increase in the stock that gets you the price, not the number of shares. So true, Frank, and thanks for coming. Yes, people, they like to buy small stocks, right? Because they feel like they can get a lot of shares, but it has nothing to do with it. I'd rather make 2% and buy 1 share of Amazon than make 1.5% and buy 1,000 shares of some little stock. Rommel, hey, nice to see you. I think this is the first time you've come by. Appreciate it. 10% of your account on SPY trade. That is correct, sir. Yes, if I had $100,000, I would use $10,000 to buy that SPY trade each afternoon and then sell it first thing tomorrow. Murat, what's going on? Good to see you, sir. Good to have you here. Hope you're having a good night in Norway. Andrea, hey, good to see you. Nice to see you. Hey, I haven't talked to Jesse yet, but I am speaking with him tonight. So I wrote myself a note to ask him. So thanks for coming by. Hey, Toby Petty, good to see you. Appreciate you coming by. Nice. Oh, wait. Murat, I was stuck in oil trade. It was not nice to stay in short 3 days. Finally, as I predicted, the crude oil broke down today and managed to close my position with profit. Oh, very good. Very good. Murat's a good trader, man. He hangs in there and he gets that profit out one way or the other. You're welcome, Josh. The problem with being stuck with a large position is that you missed all sorts of opportunities and it drains your attention. But once in a while, a slap in the face like this enhances maturing process. Very, very true. Very, very true. All right. So listen, this is the time of the day where I do like to talk about trader psychology. There's some really great Twitter accounts out there. They put a lot of time and effort into putting out good trading words of wisdom about trading and trading psychology and so forth. And one of the very best ones is Mr. Thomas Payne at Trader T Payne on Twitter. He puts out such great information. You should subscribe to his channel. You should read it every single day. I really appreciate him burning all these calories to put these great things, these great quotes out, because they're always just spot on, right? So Thomas says, you must remain patient and wait for the right setup, right? Very important. The biggest skill or the biggest advantage we have as traders, small traders, is being patient. Large financial institutions, these guys, they have to trade. They have to trade order flow. They can't just sit back and be patient like we can, right? They buy in such huge numbers. It moves the market. We don't have any of those disadvantages. It's our greatest advantage. So please remain patient. Wait for that setup. Don't get impulsive. Just see it on the chart, see it in the future. If it comes down here at this spot, that will be a good spot to get in. Then go ahead and get in, but be patient. Let the trade come to you. Don't force the trade. But you must remain patient, wait for the right setup. Then you must remain patient and let the trade work for you. Okay, challenge number 2, right? Once you remain patient, then you take the trade. Then you have to be patient with the trade as well. You can't just make a quick little profit and get out. You've been that patient to wait for the trade. Then when you do have the trade, be patient, let it work out as long as it's in the context of your plan. Finally, if the trade doesn't work out, you must understand that all the time spent being so patient was not a waste of time. And this is so true. Finally, if the trade does not work out, you must understand that all the time you spent being patient was not a waste of time. We can be patient. We can have the best setup in the world. Does not mean it's going to work out, but at least what you gain out of this, even if the trade doesn't go your way, you gain the experience of waiting for that trade, treating that trade correctly, vis-a-vis your trade plan. So if it doesn't work out, it's not a waste of time. You still waited, you still followed your trade, and you had a good trade. Didn't work out, but you had a good trade. You followed your plan. And then he says, few traders can do this. That's why I was talking about earlier in the podcast. Few traders have discipline to make a plan, follow the plan. That's why so few traders make money. So thank you, Thomas. Appreciate that, bud. This is awesome, awesome Twitter post. And hope everyone reads this. I hope everyone subscribes to Thomas. Murat says, remaining patient is gold. Since I was following my positions very carefully and looking at every price action so tight, I was telling myself consistently, if you waited, you would do this, that, and so on. Yes, correct. Okie doke. Well, let's get to it. Let's get down through here and see if there's anything interesting. Apple up nicely today. Too high for me to buy here. What concerns me about a lot of these charts, we have a lot of double tops with bearish divergences. We have nice moves up. We have a reading of positive momentum. We have a pullback. We go higher. but we have no positive momentum on these bars. A little concerning to me. Nothing here on Apple. I need a pullback, maybe to the 50-day moving average, maybe a pullback into the value zone, V1, V2, but nothing on Apple today until it comes back at least into the value zone. Remember, prices above the 1 ATR channel I consider overvalued. I want to buy something at the very worst in value or below value. Adobe. All right, well, above the 1 ATR channel, higher high, yes. Pull back into the value zone, yes. Now I need sideways movement in a V1, V2. So we are back in the value zone, but now we need some sideways movement, show the selling's over. Then we need some kind of entry trigger like a V1, V2. We have earnings coming up here, so I'm sure that's going to move it around somehow, some way. Advanced micro devices, we have a lower high. See the lower high than this high? We are in the value zone. We are going sideways, but I can't take a V1 or V2 here. Because we have a lower high, I need to wash out this low before I get involved in the trade. So nothing on AMD. Amazon was down earlier, has rallied back here today. We are closing, looks like we're closing above the 1 ATR channel, but not enough here for me. If we were to test this previous low with a V1 or V2, I might be interested. At this point, I'm waiting for a 550 EMA crossover to the upside, or I'd like to buy a 30 RSI dip on Amazon. That would be a good risk reward ratio. So moving sideways, but no real clear entry for me. Boeing. Well, that's one heck of a V1, isn't it? I would really prefer the V1 to happen in the value zone, and we didn't test the 30 RSI either. So, but we did reject the third ATR channel, so I'll just have to watch this one closely. But nothing strong enough for me there. Berkshire Hathaway above the 1 ATR channel, really nothing there. We tested this previous high, immediately got rejected. I need to pull back into value, sideways movement with the V1, V2. All right, of course, we have Beyond Meat, under 30, over 30. We're back here on the 5th. It has moved up nicely for us so far. Has gone more than 1 ATR away from my entry, so I'm implementing a trailing stop. Did hit one profit target. So nothing new on Beyond Meat. Just continue to hold till we have a close below the previous day's low, or we reject something to the upside. Caterpillar. Did have a 520 crossover. At this point, now we closed under the 1 ATR channel. We're in the 1 ATR channel. I'd like a couple days pullback, then a higher low V1, V2 entry. The Dow, just kind of range bound here. We closed under the 1 ATR channel. We rallied. We have had a couple days down now, but now I would need a V1 or V2 to get me interested, and we don't quite have that yet. Walt Disney up today, V2. We did come into the value zone. We didn't move sideways. We did have a spike down, but we have a V2 here today. But you see how we gapped? We gapped, and I can't take a V1 or a V2 on a gap, so nothing there. Etsy, you know, look, we've had we've had this double bottom. This technically would be a higher low V2 today. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2 washes out day 1. It would be a legitimate higher low V2 if we close above 41.16. Right now we're at 41.13, so I'll watch that one. How are we doing on time? All right. Facebook is strong above the 1 ATR channel. I need to pull back into value, and actually I need to pull back under here. See how this is a lower high than here? I need it to pull back, wash this out, so I don't really see myself getting involved here with Facebook in the near future. 5 below is just a hot mess all over the place. Nothing I can do there. Gold, look at gold today. Wow. Very nice. Above the 1 ATR channel, I need to pull back into value, V1, V2. Here is regular gold. We're getting close to the 520 EMA crossover. That's a good back-tested approach to trading gold. Not quite there yet, but possibly in the coming days we might get the 5 crossing over the 20. I would take that. Google, just way too high. overvalued, need a pullback into value, sideways movement, V1, V2. Goldman Sachs down today, actually. We're trying to hold halfway of this big bar here. It seems like we're barely hanging on. Really nothing here for me on Goldman Sachs unless we came down a little deeper into the value zone, sideways movement, V1, V2, or 5 crossing under the 20 and then back over. Home Depot. So this is a good example of staying patient. Remember up here, I didn't take the V1 because that was all there was to it, was a V1. And I said, I really want to see if we can go below the 200, bounce at the 200 or close over the 200. We didn't quite bounce. I mean, we kind of did. We didn't touch the 200. I am just going to be patient here. There's still some selling going on. Kind of a big down day today. Didn't test the 30 RSI. I'd like to see under the 200, over the 200. That could give us a great reward to the upside with the very small risk. So Home Depot not ready yet. IBB. I did short IBB here. Over 70, under 70. False breakout to the downside, V1 to the downside, and I did have to get out here yesterday because it closed above halfway of the washout bar. I didn't want to do it. You guys remember I was saying, this looks so bearish, but I have to follow my plan, and it's down today. But that's okay. Nothing here. Intel moving up nicely. Kurt sold some puts here. $52 puts. These are looking really good, but nothing there as far as the stock trade. IWM above the 1 ATR channel, need to pull back into value at the V1 or V2. Russell just extended, getting up to the 3rd ATR channel. 90% of prices fail here. 90% of prices have support at the negative, needing a pullback into value at the V1, V2. Coca-Cola, nothing on Coke. Lockheed Martin, nothing on Lockheed Martin. MasterCard, lower high, need to wash out this previous low, nothing there. McDonald's, really nothing on McDonald's either. Altria, very, very strong, need to pull back into the value zone, sideways movement, V1, V2. You know the drill, right? Merck, same, overvalued, up at the 3rd ATR channel. I shouldn't say overvalued, overextended technically. Pull back into value, V1, V2. Microsoft, lower high, need to wash out previous low before I can get interested. Netflix, had a big down day yesterday, had a recovery today. We closed under the 1 ATR channel. Now I need to get back up in the value zone, then a couple days down, then a higher low V1, V2. Nike, very strong, but overextended here near the 3rd ATR channel, need a pullback. Philip Morris is a champion. Of course, we bought this pullback into value, sideways movement, nice trigger. This has been an excellent, excellent trade. 2 profit targets so far today. This is a tough one. We were above the 1 ATR channel. We did come back into the value zone. We did go sideways. This would have been a great washout of the previous day's low if yesterday would have closed above. But now the sideways movement has kind of stopped. We've gone down and down. It's not too bad. I mean, it is a pullback into value. Not a lot of sideways movement. I mean, it's pretty strong here, but I think I'm going to pass on this one, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to pass. I like that UAL trade better, but we'll watch it. Invesco, or the Q's lower high, need to wash out that low. Silver strong today. Peg the 20-day EMA here. Probably got pretty close to the 50 RSI as well. Under the 1 ATR channel, back in the value zone. Now I need a couple days pullback with the higher low V1 or V2. SPY, of course, we had the nice overnight SPY trade. Be buying that again at the end of the day. Bonds, just kind of all over the place. We were above the 1 ATR value, back in the value zone. No real triggers here, so I don't see anything there. Tesla, monster. Dang it, I missed out on this V2 here, but I couldn't take it because of this gap, and I can't take gaps on my V1s, V2s. Although this one did Didn't care about the gap. It just kept moving on. So we're above the 1 ATR channel. Now I need to pull back. Sideways movement, V1, V2. Twitter. We made a lower high. We do have a V2 here today. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 2. Washes out day 1 today. Closes above day 1. However, since we made a lower high, I need to wash out this previous low. So that one I cannot take. United Healthcare did have a V1, triggered too high, triggered over the value zone. So nothing on United Healthcare. Oil, that's what Mert was talking about, that finally came down for him. So that's good. Closed out a positive trade. VIX, of course, we took the higher low V2. We are slightly down on the trade, but only a quarter position on this one. So it doesn't make me sweat this one too much. Close below here. Halfway the washout bar, I would get out of the trade. Verizon. So I know William from Hawaii has had a nice trade on this. The reason I put this orange line up here is because you see how we have tested this previous high and rejected it. So me personally, if I was in this trade, I would take profits today as we rejected the previous high. But that's just me. I don't know what William's plan is. But nothing there on Verizon. Walmart has just been consolidating, just winding up. It will find a direction. It will probably move pretty strong. I just don't know what direction it's going to be and when it's going to happen. Energy Select, under the 1 ATR channel, back into value zone. Need a couple days down and then a trigger with a higher low V1 or V2. Financials have this big gap here. I was wondering if that was going to get filled. We filled part of it. Just too high. Need to pull back into value zone. Buy that dip, V1, V2. Real estate, weak here. So I would be looking now for most likely a pullback here to the confluence of the 200-day moving average and the third ATR channel. This would be a pretty good spot right here. That's what I was talking about, patience. Just don't do anything. Acknowledge where the good setup would be, then sit on your hands and wait for it to get there, if it gets there. Utilities, nothing really going on here with utilities and healthcare. So that leaves possibility today of Etsy, higher low V2 on Etsy back in the value zone. PayPal, I think I'm going to let that one go. I mean, do you see how we came into the value zone? See how we moved sideways, but then we kind of continued our downward. So this looks more like just a V to me instead of a sideways movement and a quick down up. This is more of a down, 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 up, and I don't like those as much. So let's take a look back over here at UAL. I do kind of like that one. All right, so let me see real quick. Bing He, hey buddy, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well in Singapore today. Murat says, look at silver and platinum. Well, here's silver. I don't have platinums. I don't have it. I don't know what the ETF is for. It's very, I mean, it's a big, strong day today. I mean, look at the volume. Look at the volume, but no real setup. The setup for me would be the 5 crossing over the 20, or now that we were below the 1 ATR channel, now coming into the ATR, coming into the value zone, and then a couple days down. The people that bought here, very likely when this starts to kind of weaken, they're gonna get out with that first bounce. Anytime you have a lower low, that first rally is generally sold into. That's why I prefer to buy higher lows, because we had the low, we had the rally, sold off. Then if we have a new group of buyers come in, they're more long-term buyers. These are, I'm buying, but I'm going to get out at the first sign of danger. Murat says, after the Fed meeting, they rocketed. Yeah, let's take a look at intraday. Yeah. Vroom. Evan says, I got out of SJM. Glad I got out of SJM when I did. SJM. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, forgot to go over our trades here, guys. Look at Aman Solo's big trade. He bought this back on the 9th of December with a higher low V2. Look at this beautiful trade today. Congratulations, Aman Solo. Look at this beauty. Whoop. You know, if it were me, I would see how it reacts around the 50. Hasn't tested it yet, the 50 RSI. It's only at 45.74. So excellent trade. Evan and Jesse both took the Jacobs Engineering when we went back over 30 RSI in the V2. Yes, they switched the symbols, so I think we're missing 1 day of data, but I believe this is correct. So this is up 2.77%, I think, for both of them, both Evan and Jesse. So congratulations. You know, that's moved pretty substantially, so make sure you guys have a plan on what to do with the upside or the downside. General Dynamics, I think Jesse took the 1050 EMA cross. I think I mentioned yesterday, I would have gotten out of this trade when yesterday's bar closed below both the 10 and the 50, not waiting. I would have waited not waiting for the cross under. Today the cross under happened and it would have cost a little bit more. So I don't know if Jesse's out there listening, but we'll be discussing this tonight. VWM, Addie had this trade. Looks like if she has this trade, I don't know what her stop was, whether it was a close under 30 or close below the washout bar, but if she opted with waiting for a close under 30, she's still in the trade, and now it looks like she's positive on the trade. Verizon, okay, we talked about that for William. Really nice trade for William, but if it were me, just my humble opinion, I probably would get out of the trade today because it rejected the previous high. And then Amansol also bought Dell a couple days ago with this higher low V1 under 30 over 30. And I think you're right about break even, maybe slightly down, but it is up today. Oh, PPLT. Thanks, Steve. Let's look at platinum. Wow. A lot of volume. A lot of volume. So yeah, the metals definitely having a run here. Wow. Very strong to close over 30 ATR channel. All right, we have 8 minutes. Let's take a look and see if there's anything I'm going to do today. Let's check current positions. Anything I need to do with Beyond Meat? Remember, always deal with the positions that you have. It's more important than adding a new position. I mean, most of the time you can do both, right? So, all right, off of its high, but one profit target. Looks fine. Definitely going to keep it. Philip Morris, pretty significantly off of its high now, but looks fine. Higher high, higher low. And above the 1 ATR channel. So this looks good. Glad we hit that one profit target right there at the top, though. SPY, of course, we had a little overnight SPY trade, was positive, about 50 cents. We'll be buying this again at the end of the day. AT&T, no profit targets, but positive. MACD is positive here. Still over the 50, still over the moving averages. This was a higher low V1. And then VIX down today, but has not hit my stop. So all good, all good. So what I'm looking at today is Etsy. Currently right now, it has not triggered a V2. So that is off the table unless that happens. We had this nice sideways movement, but then it turned into down, down, down movement before the V2. So I think I'm going to let that one go. I'm just going to uncheck it, get it off my mind. I'm struggling with it, but I think I'm going to let it go. I do like UAL better. It offers a good risk to reward. It went under the 30 today, over the 30. Under the 250, over the 250. Under the 200, over the 200. Under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel. Let's look at the weekly. Catching support at the 50-week average, moving average here, which is also good. If we look at the monthly, I guess you could call that an uptrend. Weekly, pull back into the value zone. Look for the trade on the daily. I like it. That's my favorite one. That's the only one I'm going to take. That's the only one I'm going to take. And let me know if you take that too, man, Solo. And just real quickly, so Man Solo has this trade also. Man, what a trade. Congrats, Man Solo. Evan and Jesse had this sweet trade, 2.77% from entry. The General Dynamics, I think Jesse had this. Not sure if he got out yesterday. If he didn't get out yesterday, he should get out today, in my opinion. Addy, nice move up here, finally profitable. A Man Solo, nice day there on Dell. 86.87. All right. So I am going to be looking at UAL. Boy, I haven't bought an airline for so long. Holy smokes. It doesn't look like Etsy's at this point is going to trigger that V2. So this is going to be the only thing I'm going to take today is the UAL trade. All right. Yeah, good call, Evan, on getting out of SJM. All right, so we have about 3 minutes. Beyond Meat's fine. Don't like it rejected the 10-day, but it's fine. Hope Philip Morris can hold above the 1 ATR channel. That will be a good sign if it does. All right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, just pull the trigger on UAL. Okay. And then my SPY trade will go through automatically. And we got filled on UAL at 87.06. Evan said, have my eye on AIG today, but it fell below yesterday's close. Oh, yeah. Oh, what happened? Did AIG go under 30 today? No, not quite. And that would have been the only indicator that it had. All right, so let's take a look, see where we got filled on SPY. 314.42. $314.42. All right, so that's our new entry on SPY. New entry on UAL here is at 87.06, so we're down 4 cents on the trade. But we did close above the 200-day, which is important. Did go under 30, over 30, under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel, under the 250, over the 250, under the 200, over the 200. Lots of different confluence of signals, but does it mean the trade's going to go up? No, it doesn't, right? The worst mindset that you can have is look at this and go, look at this. I had 4 indicators. Thing has to go up. No, it doesn't. You know, this may sound negative, but whenever I get into a trade, my first thought is it's going to be a loser, right? Sounds negative, but it's not. It's just a psychological trick that I play with myself, because if I think to myself, this baby's going up for sure, then it's going to have an effect on me adhering to my stop. If I say to myself, this trade's probably going to be a loser, and then it is a loser, I go, aha, I was right, and my ego is not damaged, and I get out. That's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. So it's just a little trick that I play, has worked very well for me over the years, and so that's what I do. People get into problems with their ego when they say this is going up and then it goes down, and you're like, well, now this conflicts with my ego and what my theory was, and so I'm going to hang on here a little bit longer, and that little bit longer might cost you a lot of money. So, all right. Oh, okay. So a man solo did not take UAL. See, his charts may be a little different than mine, and that's fine. Maybe his chart is not accounting for dividends where mine is, and that's why. But you can see on UAL, right, 86.87, we closed at 87.02, and that's fine. Doesn't mean my chart's right, doesn't mean his chart's wrong. It just means we have different settings. It doesn't matter. In the long run, you just have to follow and be consistent with the chart readings that you have. But on my chart, it did close over the 200, so I did take it. So I'll take a man solo's name off of there. Dang, I liked being with the man solo, man. He has had some great trades lately. I'm a little nervous now that I'm not in this with him. Just kidding. All right. Hey, listen, I'm going to get to the rest of these comments and questions just real quick. Hope you don't mind, but just want to put in my quick plug for the day. Let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching, teaching, and mentoring lessons in the evening time via Skype. I really love to teach. I've had really good success with my clients. I put a lot of energy into the lessons that I teach them one-on-one on Skype. I do have a course, 5 sessions, 2 to 3 hours per session usually. I teach you everything I've learned over the last 24 years as a full-time trader. I teach you everything that I've learned from all my teachers and mentors and coaches over the years, and I distill it down into that course. And it is $1,000, but I think it is well worth the money. I can't tell you how many thousands of hours and many, many tens of thousands of dollars that I have spent to learn this. And so, you know, to take this class for $1,000, I think is a pretty good deal. And I really think it will help you be able to take the look at the market, put it into context. You know, I basically have 4 different type of trades that I use: dip buys, moving average crossovers, higher low V1s, V2s, and return to value V1s, V2s. And so no matter what kind of market, whether it's up or down or sideways, I have a tool that I can approach the market with. So, you know, before I take on a new student, I like to have a Skype call with them. I'd like to learn more about them, what their, you know, how long they've been trading, what their challenges have been, what their goals are, and then I will put together a lesson plan to hopefully help that student achieve those goals, right? And so, but I do want to make sure it's a good fit for me, for a new student, and I want the student to make sure I'm a good fit for them. So I like to have a 30-minute Skype call just to kind of, we can interview each other, feel each other out a little bit, just to make sure we're a right fit. And then if we decide, then we'll go ahead with the lessons. And it's about every other night or every 2 or 3 nights, whatever your schedule is. And like I said, it's about 2 to 3 hours, but I will definitely help you put together a plan. And I think you will be very happy that you took it. So you can reach out to me on Twitter. Send me a message if you'd like to set up that free Skype call, or you can just send me an email and I have it in the description of this video. And then if you like this channel and you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate it if you would just hit the little subscribe button. And if you like today's content, you find it helpful, you're learning something in this channel, all I ask is that you just hit the thumbs up button. It helps YouTube get the channel out to more people, and there's an awful lot of people out there that need serious help with their trading. And I'm pretty sure, I feel confident that if they come to this channel, they're going to pick things up and that it will help improve their trading. So if you could hit the thumbs up button before you leave today, I would really, truly appreciate it. Okay, so John says AGXNVEE. Okay, let's take a look. AGX. Whew, look at that. Look at that volume. So, John, when I look at this chart, no doubt it's bullish, right? If I think about in the month to come, is this thing probably going to move up? Probably, I would imagine. I mean, this huge gap down, huge engulfing bar, obvious V1, rejection of the 30, rejection of the third ATR channel. But, if I were to take this trade, where's my stop going to be? Halfway of the washout bar, right? So this is going to be my stop distance at the best. What is going to be my reward? Maybe up to here, maybe up to here. At this point, I just don't think it offers a good risk to reward. It depends where you say your profit's going to be. If I say my profit's going to be here, then yeah, it makes sense. But do I realistically think it's going to go up there? Not really. I think right here, this confluence of the 1 ATR channel and the 50 RSI. So if this is your reward from here to here, compared to your risk from there to there, it's about 1 to 1. So honestly, I wouldn't take the trade, because the risk to reward doesn't make sense. Now, if we pulled back for a couple days, held above this halfway line, then I might consider taking it there, because the more it comes down, the more it reduces my risk and the more it increases my reward. So, I mean, outstanding move, no doubt. And in the long run, I would definitely want to be betting up than down. But in the short run, over the next couple days, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a pullback. So that's how I view this. I just don't think at this point the risk to reward makes sense. NVEE. So, okay, we have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. Here's a low, deep MACD bars. We did rally into some green MACD bars. We have now come back down, made a lower low. So this low is lower than this low. However, we do not have any red MACD bars, indicating that the momentum is stalling out. That is good, but it's not, to me, that's kind of the big picture, but there's no real signal here yet. The signal would be a V1 or a V2, or at the very least, a close above the 30 RSI. See how we're at a 28.95 RSI? So to me, there's no real signal. Now, if we had a move over the 30, then we'd have a double bottom with a under 30 over 30, similar to, let's see, EMBL. I think a man solo. Oh boy. I think this was, yeah. So see, this is similar to NVEE. See how we have a low, we have a rally, we come down, get close to testing that low, but we have no red bars. That's a double bottom with the bullish divergence. But then you need the signal. And here was a Mansolo's signal. V2, day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above day 1. And we tested the 30, went over. And it went cruising all the way up. And I think we talked about that Mansolo did take it yesterday as it rejected the 50-day and the third ATR channel. And that looks like it was the right move. But similar trades, right? Double bottoms, bullish divergences. But the difference between ENBL and NVEE is that ENBL has the trigger under 30 over 30 V2, and NVEE has the double bottom with the bullish divergence, but no trigger yet. So I hope that makes sense, John. Gamer Squad says UAL and Yahoo and Schwab, it was above the 200. Oh, interesting. Interesting. But again, some charts adjust for dividends. Some charts do not adjust dividends. If my chart looks different than your chart, don't sweat it. Follow your chart. Sometimes my chart may get me in earlier and you don't get in, but then the trade dumps. I lose. You don't lose because you weren't in it. Other times I'll get in and it moves up. Your chart, you didn't get in. It goes up for me. You don't get in. That's how it goes, right? But just stay consistent with the chart readings you have. There's no real magic in one chart over the other. Just make sure you use what you have. William Green says AGX up on earnings. Well, let's take a look-see. Oh yeah. Didn't show my earnings. My little button's not there, unfortunately. Up 5%, pretty nice. So a Mansolo, a nice trade here. This higher low V1, this has been a beautiful trade. Evan and Jesse, nice trade here. Under 30, over 30, V2. This has been a great trade. 1050 EMA, this trade did not work for Jess. VWM for Addy, finally back in the profit, which is good. Verizon, I don't know if William did get out today. Me personally, I would have gotten out with the rejection of the previous high. A Mansolo, that was up today. I like that it closed over the third ATR channel. That's important. Remember, 90% of the times, prices will find support at the third standard deviation. It will find resistance at the positive third standard deviation or Keltner channel. So when things are under the third ATR channel, it means they're very weak, but it is a good sign that it closed back over. That is a good sign. So hopefully that will work out. Looks like you're almost exactly even on that trade from the trade price that you told me, amount solo. Oh, I got you, William. Thank you. Yeah, he did ask about AGX. Okay. I'm a little slow over here. So, but sometimes when I read your post, I'm not quite sure the context of, but now I totally get it. Thank you for clarifying for sure. So let's see what's happening after hours here. Beyond Meat down a penny. Philip Morris even. SPY up 15 cents. AT&T even. UAL even. And VIX is down 11 cents. Down 11 cents. So anyway, I like our lineup. I like our Beyond Meat. That's been profitable. Philip Morris, nicely profitable. SPY, of course, the overnight SPY trade. AT&T, not too shabby. It's been profitable on a first day. Remember, if you have a trade that immediately goes your way, I'm telling you, it's a good omen. In my experience, the trades that immediately go my way kind of confirm to me that I took it at the right place. Other buyers were coming in, and that's why it's higher. And then our new position here is UAL. So it should be interesting to see how that one goes. William says, only slow due to the awning repair. Hey, I got that awning repaired, done. They were done yesterday afternoon. It's really nice to have that new awning. Man, tell you what, you don't appreciate an awning until you don't have one, especially with the weather that we have here, and it ripped the gutters off, and you know, it would get cold, and then it would get warm and melt the icicles, and then of course the ice was right below where you walked out. So I'm really grateful to have that back up, and I'm also really grateful to have had a really nice trading day today. Very, very good. Closing in on yearly highs again. Honestly, I think I'm a couple $100 off a yearly high. Earlier in the day, I did have a yearly high, but we sold off a little bit towards the end of the day. So maybe tomorrow, who knows, right? Did anybody else take any trades today? How's everybody doing with their positions? Dirk, hey Dirk, where do you put the stop for UAL? Good question. So, you know, in this kind of setup, Dirk, you could use several different methods. You could use just a close below the 200-day. You could use a close below the 30 RSI. Let me take a look and see. So tomorrow, the 30 RSI will be down here. I do not want to wait that long, right? I like to keep my losses small. So we had a V1 today. I'm probably going to split the difference. I could use just a close under the 200, or I could use a close halfway of the washout bar. See, this is the washout bar today. See the V1? Here's day one. Here's day two. Day two washes out day one and then closes above day one's close. So two options. Just any close below the 200 I could get out, although it doesn't give it a lot of room, but that's fine, or a close below halfway of the washout bar. From a Fibonacci standpoint, you take the low to the high, halfway, you should have some Fibonacci support there. So most likely, I'm not going to use the 30, it's too far down. Most likely a close below the halfway of this washout bar. That will also give me a close below the 200. But if it closed under the 200 but still held the halfway bar, I would be conflicted. So I want to give it a little bit of room. So basically tomorrow, if it closes below 86.61 on an end-of-day basis, right? Not during the day. I don't care what it does during the day. Well, I do. If it just goes crashing down and it went down 5% from my entry, no matter what time of the day, I'd have to get out. But that's my emergency stop. My end-of-day stop is going to be a close below halfway of this washout bar. Then, of course, I'll be targeting the 50 RSI up here as my initial profit target. Does that make sense, Dirk? CarMax had a great day for Steve today. Congratulations, bud. Very, very nice. 5 went under the 20, closed back over the 20. That was his signal. It moved up nicely. Have earnings coming up. Of course, he'll get out of that before those happen, but Great day, Steve. Congratulations. Nice trades. Nice trades on Beyond Meat and KMX. Dirk says, very clear. Great. Good. All right. Any other stocks you'd like me to look at or any other trades anybody else has taken, please let me know. And we'll get you up on the board here with your trades so we can follow. UAL. I have not traded airlines forever. So we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens with this trade. Hey, you're welcome, JT. So listen, I'm going to start saying goodbye to everybody. If you have any other comments or questions, though, let me know. Oh, William Green says, I'm in AT&T, UAL, Beyond Meat. AT&T and Beyond Meat hit my stops, and I rebought lower. Okay. So I'm in AT&T, UAL, Beyond Meat. T and Beyond Meat hit my stops, and I rebought lower. Oh, so you were in the trade earlier, William? I mean, you got in at a different level on T and Beyond Meat. They hit your stops, so you rebought lower. Okay. Just make sure, William, you have a plan, right? Just make sure you know where you're going to get out when you're wrong, if you're wrong, and make sure you identify some resistance levels above you to get out on the upside. So William and I are in the same trades, all three same trades. Good. Dirk says, what's your view on BVN? It's not bad. I was talking, okay, here we are over the 1 ATR channel, right? Overvalued, overextended, in my opinion. We need to come back into the value zone, move sideways. Did we? Yes, we did. Do we get a V1 or a V2? I don't see one. Then we rallied, but then we went down. See how this this high is lower than this high? When that happens, before I can take another V1 or V2, I need to wash out that previous low. Did we wash out the previous low today? Yes, we did. And why is that important? It's important because if you make a higher low, there's a good chance that the market's gonna come down here, take out these stops. Well, it's exactly what happened. That's why, see, when it went down here, people that bought here said, okay, I'm gonna put a stop here at the swing low. And a lot of times it just gets them out, immediately reverses back up. So now are we valid? Yeah, we're valid. Is it a V1? I believe so. Yes, it's a V1 to there. There was the close. Did we wash it out, go back above? Absolutely. Where would be the stop on this? Stop would be halfway the washout bar, about right there. Okay, so you have your setup. Oh, 1 second. Katie needs in. Here you go, Katie girl. Good girl. All right, Katie says hi to everybody. Okay. So remember, step number 1, look for your setup. Look for a confluence. Look for the context. Well, here it is, right? We have a nice V1 entry. We washed out the previous low. We rejected the 1 ATR channel, had the V1 entry. Now, stops halfway the washout bar. So from the end, let's just say you entered here at the close. That's your entry. So at best, this is your loss, right? Could be lower, but at the best, from here to here is your loss. Where is going to be your potential profit target? Maybe up here. So is the risk to reward make sense? It does. I like this trade. I don't like that it's a $14 stock, right? That concerns me a little bit, but I mean, that's just me, right? And the volume, I don't know. I don't know this stock. I don't know this stock at all, actually. But, if I were trading this would probably be my ultimate profit target. Good risk to reward. So that's my opinion. Not bad. William says, stops are set. Fantastic. JT says, and mostly in leaps. Oh, okay. Leaps are long-term options, in case you don't know that. On Beyond Meat, Microsoft, Boeing, McDonald's expiring 2021. Waiting for the end of the year before loading up on stocks. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. So let's hope for William's sake that Beyond Meat goes up. Microsoft, Boeing, McDonald's, expiring 2021. Okay, so you're playing it all the way out to 2021. And so he's basically buying options on these, probably long-term options. Don't know what he's paying on those, but he's buying calls, right? Basically, on Beyond Meat, Microsoft, Boeing, and McDonald's. So I hope those go up, JT, and waiting for the end of the year before loading up on stocks. Yeah, I mean, listen, this weekend we have the trade deadline with China. Could be a little sketchy as far as what's going to happen. Are we going to impose the tariffs? Are we going to waive the tariffs? Hard to say. It could be a very, very volatile weekend, and I'm going to have to make a decision by Friday what I'm going to do. I was thinking about this last night, and I mean, it could be a very volatile weekend depending on the news, because I don't think we really know which way it's going to go, right? Just like I don't like to buy and hold through earnings because there's a lot of volatility, and something like this, which is a major event on whether or not we waive the tariffs or whether we impose them. I mean, I think the market is thinking we're going to waive them, but you never know. If we don't waive them, ooh. So I may lighten up by Friday in some of my positions for that very reason. William Green, BVN volume over 1 million. Okay, so yeah. I mean, it looks good. The only other thing I would be a little concerned about is, did we test the 50 RSI already today? No, we didn't. But if I were to buy this and we rejected the 50 RSI, I would probably go ahead and get out. I mean, the best thing that could happen is that we boom, if you took this trade, that it bumps over the 50 and then holds the 50. But, there's a glass ceiling of 50 RSI above there. Didn't quite test it today, but I don't know. Did you take the position? Did you take the position, Dirk? Or you just wanted my opinion on it? William says, thanks, Greg. Have a great afternoon. I will be out of all before the weekend. Yeah, see, so William and I kind of have the same thoughts there. So William Green, thank you, sir, for coming by. I really do appreciate it. It's nice seeing you. Dirk, thank you for coming by. I think it's your first time, and I appreciate it. And I hope you keep coming back. If you have any questions, please let me know, okay? JT, good to see you, my friend. Nice chatting with you. Thanks for the comments, and thanks for coming by. Let's see. We have Gamer Squad. Thanks, Dave. That's Dave from Denver. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Hope to see you again. John, good to see you, sir. Good to see you, sir. Hope that helped on AGN and NVEE. Amount Solo, nice trades today. Evan, good seeing you. Appreciate you coming. Steve, thanks, bud. Congratulations on your trades today on CarMax and Beyond Meat. And always nice to have you here. Thanks so much for coming. Hope to see you again. Murat, good seeing you. Hope you have a good evening in Norway, and I'm glad that oil trade worked out for you. Bing He, good to see you, sir. Hope you have a nice day, the nice rest of your, it's morning. That's right, in Singapore. So I hope you have a good Friday in Singapore. No, Thursday. And thanks for coming. Joshua Kaufman, good seeing you. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming by. Toby, good seeing you. If you ever have any questions, let me know. Andrea, I do have a Skype call tonight with Jesse, so I will definitely ask about the ATR setting or the Keltner channel settings for you, okay? And Rommel, thank you for coming by. I hope that helps. But yeah, I use 10% on my SPY account. So I use a conservative amount, buy it every day. And if you have any other questions, please let me know, Rommel. Thanks for coming by. Hope you come back. Frank, good seeing you. Thanks for the good fortune cookie saying, because it is totally, totally true. And Anthony Rizzo, good seeing you, my friend. And I will look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. And then Evan, good seeing you, Evan. Thanks for coming by as always. So that is about it. So look, no, did not take the position. Okay. Well, thanks, Dirk. Appreciate you coming by. And if you do take positions, feel free to share it with them, and I'll put them there on the chart, and we can all follow it together. And we'll put our trades out on the line for everybody to see, right? It's good. I think it's good. Makes you take makes you take better trades when that happens, right? So, all right. Thanks, everybody. On the way out, just want to remind you, please go out, do something nice for somebody today. Just a wave or a smile or hold the door. Just try to be nice and decent, and you really may make an impact on that person's day, and they may go and pass it along and do something nice for somebody else. And lastly, if you could hit the thumbs up button, if you forgot, but if you could hit the thumbs up button on the way out, I would really appreciate that. So thanks again. Hope to see everybody tomorrow, and have a great rest of your day. Be careful, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation, and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.